Really don't need to do much more than that. There's a beta push.
Hello.
He wanted to win that fight really bad, so.
He almost knocked it out.
No, he didn't. Girl, is you crazy?
That was baby Stevenson, the daughter of Shakur Stevenson. And you guys heard her say, tell her father, while her father was trying to do an interview to whoever, he almost knocked you out. Listen, let me tell you guys something. There's 3 people that will not lie to you. 3. 1, someone drunk. 2, someone young. Or what's the third one? Yeah, that's the 2. So it's not 3. It's 2, actually 2. So there's 2 people that won't lie to you. Someone very young or someone drunk. Because, you know, a drunken man's words or a sober man's thoughts, right? Well, a child just speaks her mind. And, you know, she felt that her father almost got knocked out, and that shit's hilarious. Bro, this has been a hilarious morning or afternoon or whatever you want to call it. And that's, to be fair, that's not true. He didn't almost get knocked out. But, you know, the perception is a mother sucker. It was hilarious to hear her say that, being his daughter. You know what I mean? He probably been spanked like, don't ever say that shit again. But no, I think it was absolutely hilarious. I think Shakur Stevenson did a good job. I think he should fight like that all the time. However, I will say this, quiet kept. I will say that Shakur Stevenson did not like fighting like that. Based on his post-press conference, he did not like fighting in the pocket. He's saying, man, I took more punishment than usual. He said that shit about 2 or 3 times, maybe about 4 or 5. And it made me think like, yeah, he's talking that shit because he doesn't like the incoming. He doesn't like fighting in the pocket. And my counterpunch to Shakur Stevenson is, that's what you signed up for, buddy. You're going to have guys like William Zepeda. You're going to have guys like Floyd Schofield. You're going to have these guys that are ready and willing and hungry. And, you know, you're constantly getting older, but they're constantly growing into their prime and getting more hungrier and possibly better. Whereas Shakur is very, very talented. And him saying that, oh man, I took more punishment than usual, saying he doesn't like that style. He doesn't like the idea of fighting like that. And you did see in the championship rounds, he started that classic old school Tom and Jerry Shakur Stevenson bullshit when he started to measure and use those legs to, you know what I mean, to jerk his ass out of position to getting hit and to move his ass around the ring and to avoid engagement. You saw that. It wasn't a lot, though, to be fair, but you did see signs of that shit. And he was pretty much showing you what he would have normally done if Turki Al-Sheikh wouldn't have put the pressure on. Bars. That's the case with Shakur Stevenson. So, you know, again, if he feels that he doesn't like the whole fight on the inside, I don't think with the people that he's working with, I don't think that they will allow him to do anything otherwise. You see what I mean? Because at that point, you know, he will be ridiculed like Devin Haney, and nobody will want to see him fight, especially, or whatever he calls that. But no, he did a good job. But it just shows you how people, for the sake of people's entertainment, take punishment, you know, and punishment is a real thing, people. You know, Shakur earned his damn money that night. And I think because he doesn't care for that particular style of fighting, I think we should respect it more. But if he goes back to fighting the way he used to, that just shows you that he was incapable of adapting to continue to fight that way. Now, you can look at that yin and yang. He could say, fuck you guys, because you guys are not getting hit. I'm getting hit. So guess what? I'm going to fight the way that keeps me safe, that keeps me active, that keeps me still in the sport of boxing, even though you guys may not want to see the way I box and not get hit or avoid that type of engagement and damage, but I'm going to still be here unless someone kicks me out of the sport, and they kind of shadow ban me like they do a lot of these fighters on that PBC end. So, you know what I mean? It's two ways to look at it. Either he stays and people love him and they clap like seals when he gets in there and takes punches and he gives punishment, or people boo him for staying longer. There's more. And then he gets to the point where his health is failing and he has CTE or CE, and he can't do things that he normally does for his family because of the way that people wanted him to fight for other people's entertainment. Okay. Versus, I'm going to go back to the old Shakur Stevenson, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight smarter, not harder. I'm not going to get in these exchanges because I don't have to. My footwork is a lot better than these fighters, and I can box and win and move and box and win and move and move and move and win and box and move and move and win. And guess what? People may not like that shit, but I'm still going to be here at age 55 to 65 to 75 with my mind intact. So whichever one you go with, you guys tell me. But back to Shakur Stevenson's daughter, that was hilarious. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.